If you keep putting things off, it's not because you're lazy, it's because your brain is working against you. But once you understand why, you can rewire it to take action effortlessly. Here's how. Welcome back to Thriveology Phoenix. Overcoming procrastination is a crucial aspect of personal development, as it directly impacts our ability to achieve goals and fulfill our potential. Procrastination often stems from negative emotions, particularly fear, which can paralyze us and prevent us from taking action. Addressing these feelings is significant because they can create a cycle of avoidance that hinders progress and fosters self-doubt. By recognizing and confronting the underlying fears that contribute to procrastination, we can break free from this cycle and cultivate a more productive mindset. This journey involves not only understanding our emotional responses, but also implementing strategies that allow us to manage them effectively. What sets this approach apart is the unique combination of personal experiences and scientific insights. By sharing relatable stories of struggle with procrastination, we can connect on a human level, illustrating that we are not alone in our battles. These narratives serve as a foundation for understanding the psychological mechanisms at play, supported by research that highlights how fear influences our decision-making processes. Scientific studies reveal that fear can trigger a fight-or-flight response, leading us to avoid tasks that seem daunting. By integrating personal anecdotes with empirical evidence, we create a comprehensive framework that resonates with individuals seeking to overcome their own procrastination challenges. As we delve into this topic, you can expect to learn practical experiments designed to combat fear and procrastination. These experiments will provide actionable steps that can be incorporated into daily routines, empowering you to take control of your time and emotions. Techniques such as setting small, achievable goals, practicing mindfulness, and employing visualization strategies will be explored, offering tangible methods to confront and diminish the fears that fuel procrastination. By engaging in these practical exercises, you will not only gain insights into your own behavior, but also develop resilience against the negative emotions that often accompany procrastination. Ultimately, this journey is about fostering a proactive mindset that embraces challenges rather than shying away from them, paving the way for personal growth and fulfillment. Through this exploration, we aim to equip you with the tools necessary to transform your relationship with procrastination and fear, leading to a more productive and satisfying life. Procrastination is frequently misunderstood, with many attributing it to laziness or a lack of willpower. However, this perspective overlooks the deeper psychological factors at play. In reality, procrastination is often rooted in fear of failure, fear of judgment, or even fear of success. These fears can create a significant barrier to taking action, leading individuals to delay tasks that they might otherwise be capable of completing. By recognizing that procrastination is not merely a character flaw, but a complex emotional response, we can begin to address its underlying causes more effectively. One key concept to understand in this context is the phenomenon known as amygdala hijack. This term refers to the brain's response to perceived threats, where the amygdala, a small almond-shaped cluster of nuclei in the temporal lobe, takes over decision-making processes. When faced with a task that triggers anxiety or fear, the amygdala can override rational thought, leading to impulsive decisions or avoidance behaviors. This hijacking can result in a person choosing to scroll through social media or engage in other distractions instead of tackling the task at hand. Understanding this neurological response helps clarify why some individuals struggle to initiate or complete tasks, as their brains are essentially reacting to fear rather than laziness. Recognizing fear as a barrier to action is crucial for overcoming procrastination. When we identify the specific fears that contribute to our avoidance behaviors, we can begin to dismantle them. For instance, if someone fears that their work will not meet expectations, they may procrastinate to avoid facing that potential failure. By acknowledging this fear, individuals can take proactive steps to address it, such as reframing their mindset or seeking support from others. This recognition allows for a more compassionate view of oneself, moving away from self-criticism and towards understanding the emotional landscape that influences behavior. In summary, addressing the common misconceptions about procrastination is essential for personal growth. By clarifying that procrastination is often rooted in fear rather than laziness, introducing the concept of amygdala hijack, and emphasizing the importance of recognizing fear as a barrier to action, we can foster a more nuanced understanding of this behavior. This awareness not only aids in overcoming procrastination, but also promotes healthier emotional responses, ultimately leading to more effective decision-making and increased productivity. Introducing the first micro-experiment focused on naming fears is a powerful step toward reducing their impact on our lives, particularly when it comes to procrastination. This technique is rooted in the concept of effective labeling, which involves identifying and articulating our emotions. Research has shown that simply naming our fears can diminish their intensity and help us gain better control over our responses. By acknowledging what we feel, we can create a sense of distance from those emotions, allowing us to approach tasks with a clearer mindset. For example, if you find yourself procrastinating on a work project, you might articulate your fears as follows: "I fear that my work won't be good enough," or "I'm afraid of what my colleagues will think if I make mistakes." By putting these fears into words, you transform vague anxieties into specific concerns that can be addressed. This process not only helps to clarify what is holding you back, but also allows you to confront those fears head-on. Instead of being overwhelmed by an amorphous sense of dread, you can tackle each fear individually, making them feel more manageable. To practice naming your fears, start by setting aside a few moments to reflect on the tasks you've been avoiding. Write down any fears that come to mind, no matter how small or irrational they may seem. For instance, you might write, "I fear that I will run out of time," or "I'm worried that I won't understand the material." Once you have a list, take a moment to read through it and acknowledge each fear. This act of recognition is crucial. It allows you to validate your feelings without judgment. Encouraging viewers to engage in this practice of naming their fears fosters self-awareness and emotional intelligence. By regularly articulating their fears, individuals can develop a deeper understanding of the emotional triggers that lead to procrastination. This self-awareness is empowering as it equips them with the knowledge needed to confront and mitigate these fears in the future. Over time, this practice can lead to a significant reduction in procrastination, as individuals learn to navigate their emotional landscape with greater ease. Ultimately, naming fears is not just about reducing their impact. It's about reclaiming agency over our actions and fostering a more proactive approach to personal development. Exploring the impact of self-identification on procrastination and motivation reveals significant insights into how our perceptions of ourselves can shape our behaviors. One relevant framework for understanding this phenomenon is Howard Becker's labeling theory, which posits that the labels we adopt can profoundly influence our identity and actions. According to this theory, when individuals are labeled in a certain way, whether positively or negatively, they may internalize these labels, which can subsequently affect their self-concept and behavior. For instance, if someone identifies as a procrastinator, they may unconsciously align their actions with that label, leading to a self-fulfilling prophecy where procrastination becomes a defining characteristic of their identity. By consciously choosing to identify as motivated, productive, or capable, individuals can shift their mindset and behaviors in a more constructive direction. This shift in self-identification can serve as a powerful motivator, encouraging individuals to take action rather than retreat into avoidance. For example, someone who reframes their identity from a procrastinator to a person who takes small, consistent steps toward their goals may find themselves more inclined to tackle tasks head-on as they begin to embody the qualities associated with their new label. Moreover, the transformative power of changing negative self-perceptions cannot be overstated. When individuals recognize that their self-identity is not fixed, but rather fluid and subject to change, they open themselves up to new possibilities. This realization can be liberating, allowing them to break free from the constraints of past behaviors and beliefs. By actively working to redefine their self-image, individuals can cultivate a more positive and empowering narrative about themselves. This process often involves challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with affirmations that reinforce their desired identity. Encouraging viewers to engage in this transformative process is essential for fostering a proactive approach to overcoming procrastination. By reflecting on their current self-identifications and considering how these labels influence their actions, individuals can begin to make conscious choices about the identities they wish to adopt. This practice not only enhances motivation, but also promotes a healthier relationship with oneself, paving the way for personal growth and achievement. Ultimately, the journey of self-identification is a powerful tool in combating procrastination, as it empowers individuals to redefine their narratives and embrace their potential for success. Introducing a cognitive reappraisal technique to manage fear and anxiety can significantly enhance our ability to cope with stressors, particularly when it comes to procrastination. One effective method is the 10-10-10 rule, which encourages individuals to consider the potential outcomes of their decisions from a broader perspective. The rule prompts you to ask yourself 3 questions. How will I feel about this decision in 10 minutes? How will I feel about it in 10 months? And how will I feel about it in 10 years? This technique is effective in shifting perspective, as it helps to diminish the immediate emotional intensity of a situation and encourages a more rational evaluation of potential consequences. For instance, imagine you are facing a daunting work deadline and feel overwhelmed by the fear of failing to meet expectations. Applying the 10-10-10 rule, you might first consider how you will feel about this deadline in 10 minutes. Likely, the initial panic will subside as you realize that you can take small steps to address the task. Next, think about how you will feel about this situation in 10 months. You may recognize that this deadline is just one moment in your career and that the long-term impact will be minimal. Finally, consider how you will feel about it in 10 years. This perspective often reveals that the stress you are experiencing now is temporary and that you will have moved on to new challenges and opportunities by then. Another scenario could involve preparing for a public speaking engagement. The fear of embarrassing oneself can lead to catastrophizing, where you envision the worst possible outcomes. By applying the 10-10-10 rule, you can assess how you will feel about the experience shortly after it concludes, months later when you reflect on your growth, and years down the line when you recognize the skills you've developed. This reframing can significantly reduce anxiety and help you approach the situation with greater confidence. Encouraging viewers to practice the 10-10-10 rule in their daily lives can empower them to manage fear and anxiety more effectively. By regularly applying this technique, individuals can cultivate a habit of perspective shifting, allowing them to navigate challenges with a clearer, more rational mindset. Over time, this practice can lead to reduced catastrophizing and a greater sense of control over one's emotional responses, ultimately fostering resilience and enhancing overall well-being. The relationship between self-doubt and procrastination is a complex one, often creating a cycle that can be difficult to break. At the heart of this dynamic lies the confidence equation, which can be summarized as confidence equals self-efficacy plus skill minus self-doubt plus anxiety. This equation illustrates that our confidence is influenced not only by our abilities and skills, but also by the self-doubt and anxiety we experience. When self-doubt creeps in, it can significantly diminish our confidence, leading to procrastination as we avoid tasks that trigger these negative feelings. For instance, if you doubt your ability to complete a project successfully, you may find yourself putting it off, fearing that your efforts will fall short of expectations. This avoidance behavior can create a vicious cycle. The more you procrastinate, the more your self-doubt grows, further eroding your confidence. To combat this, it's essential to encourage viewers to start tasks despite feeling unconfident. Taking that first step, even when you don't feel fully prepared, can help break the cycle of procrastination. Often, the act of beginning a task can lead to a sense of accomplishment, which in turn can boost your confidence and reduce self-doubt. Moreover, it's crucial to highlight the importance of embracing imperfection in the learning process. Many individuals procrastinate because they fear making mistakes or not meeting their own high standards. However, it's important to recognize that learning and growth often come from trial and error. Embracing imperfection allows you to view mistakes as opportunities for growth rather than as failures. This mindset shift can alleviate the pressure that contributes to self-doubt and procrastination. Encouraging viewers to adopt this perspective can empower them to approach tasks with a more open and flexible mindset. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal conditions to start, they can focus on progress rather than perfection. In summary, understanding the relationship between self-doubt and procrastination through the lens of the confidence equation can provide valuable insights. By starting tasks despite feelings of unconfidence and embracing imperfection, individuals can break free from the cycle of procrastination, fostering a more productive and fulfilling approach to their goals. Addressing the misconception that others are constantly judging us is essential for overcoming procrastination and enhancing self-confidence. A key concept to understand in this context is the spotlight effect, which refers to the tendency for individuals to overestimate the extent to which others notice and evaluate their actions. This psychological phenomenon can significantly impact our self-perception, leading us to believe that we are under constant scrutiny. As a result, we may become overly self-conscious and anxious, which can hinder our ability to take action and complete tasks. The spotlight effect can create a paralyzing fear of judgment, causing us to procrastinate on important projects or decisions. For instance, you might hesitate to share your ideas in a meeting, convinced that everyone will scrutinize your contributions. However, research shows that most people are far more focused on their own concerns than on evaluating others. By recognizing that the spotlight is not as bright as we perceive it to be, we can begin to shift our mindset and reduce the anxiety that often accompanies self-doubt. Encouraging viewers to adopt the mindset of "no one cares" can be a powerful tool in alleviating this anxiety. This perspective allows individuals to understand that most people are preoccupied with their own lives and challenges, leaving little room for judgment of others. By internalizing this idea, you can liberate yourself from the fear of negative evaluation, which often leads to procrastination. For example, if you're hesitant to start a creative project because you fear others will criticize your work, reminding yourself that "no one cares" can help you focus on the joy of creation rather than the fear of judgment. This mindset can also be applied in social situations. If you're anxious about speaking in public or sharing your thoughts in a group, embracing the notion that others are likely more concerned with their own presentations can empower you to participate more freely. By letting go of the fear of being judged, you can engage more fully in the moment, which can lead to greater satisfaction and productivity. In summary, addressing the misconception that others are constantly judging us is crucial for overcoming procrastination. By understanding the spotlight effect and adopting the mindset of "no one cares," individuals can reduce anxiety and liberate themselves from the constraints of self-doubt. This shift in perspective not only fosters a more confident approach to tasks, but also encourages a more authentic engagement with the world around us, ultimately paving the way for personal growth and achievement. Introducing the concept of adopting an alter ego to enhance performance can be a transformative strategy for overcoming self-doubt and boosting confidence. One compelling illustration of this idea is found in the findings of the Batman Effect study, which explored how embodying the persona of a superhero can influence individuals' behavior and performance. In this study, participants who were asked to think of themselves as Batman demonstrated increased levels of confidence and a greater willingness to take risks compared to those who did not adopt an alter ego. This phenomenon suggests that by stepping into the shoes of a powerful character, individuals can tap into a reservoir of confidence and assertiveness that may not be readily accessible in their everyday lives. The implications of the Batman effect are profound. It highlights the potential for alter egos to serve as psychological tools that help individuals break free from their limitations. By creating a distinct identity that embodies traits they admire, such as bravery, resilience, or creativity, people can enhance their performance in various areas of life, from public speaking to tackling challenging projects. This approach allows individuals to distance themselves from their insecurities and fears, enabling them to act with greater confidence and purpose. Encouraging viewers to create their own alter egos can be a powerful exercise in self-empowerment. To begin, individuals can reflect on the qualities they wish to embody and identify characters or figures that inspire them. Whether it's a fictional superhero, a historical figure, or even a mentor, The key is to choose someone whose traits resonate deeply. Once they have identified their alter ego, viewers can visualize themselves stepping into that character's persona, adopting their mannerisms, attitudes, and confidence levels. This practice can serve as a mental rehearsal, preparing them to face challenges with a newfound sense of strength. The benefits of embodying traits of admired characters extend beyond mere confidence boosts. This practice can foster resilience, creativity, and a willingness to take risks, qualities that are essential for personal and professional growth. By channeling the energy of their alter ego, individuals can approach tasks with a fresh perspective, unencumbered by self-doubt. In summary, adopting an alter ego can significantly enhance performance by providing a framework for individuals to access their inner strengths. The findings from the Batman Effect study underscore the power of this approach, demonstrating that embodying the traits of admired characters can lead to increased confidence and improved outcomes. As we wrap up our discussion on overcoming procrastination, let's recap the 6 experiments we explored and their relevance to this journey. First, we introduced the micro-experiment of naming fears, which highlighted the power of effective labeling in reducing anxiety and self-doubt. By articulating our fears, we can diminish their hold over us and take actionable steps forward. Next, we examined the 10-10-10 rule, a cognitive reappraisal technique that encourages perspective shifting. This method helps us assess how we will feel about our decisions in the short and long term, reducing the tendency to catastrophize. We also discussed the relationship between self-doubt and procrastination through the lens of the confidence equation, emphasizing that our self-perception significantly influences our actions. By adopting positive labels and embracing imperfection, we can foster a more productive mindset. Additionally, we addressed the misconception that others are constantly judging us, introducing the spotlight effect and encouraging a no one cares mentality to alleviate anxiety and promote engagement. Finally, we introduced the concept of adopting an alter ego to enhance performance, drawing on the findings of the Batman Effect study. By embodying the traits of admired characters, we can access greater confidence and resilience, empowering us to tackle challenges head-on. If you found these insights valuable, please consider subscribing to our channel and liking this video. By implementing the techniques we've discussed, you can take meaningful steps toward a more productive and fulfilling life. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in our next session.